Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headache stack. Restlessness to hell and back.
A few days ago, I was trying to figure out how to put together my review of the Vivo X Fold 6 when I came across a comment that immediately caught my attention. It said, "Seriously? Has the price of memory become this ridiculous? This is insane." Honestly, I could completely relate because I had been thinking the exact same thing. The memory market right now is absolutely wild. Just look at the phones and computers launching this year. At this rate, are we really going to see 8 GB RAM phones making a comeback? Well, they already have, so I guess that answers that. Now let's get to the star of today's video, the Vivo X Fold 6. It starts at 7,999 yuan, which is roughly 881 pounds in the UK, or around $1,185 in the US. Do you think that's expensive in today's market? Compared to most other foldable smartphones, it's actually about 1,000 yuan cheaper. I wouldn't call it the absolute best value foldable out there, but at this price, the X Fold 6 definitely offers something different. On paper, the hardware upgrades don't seem huge, yet the overall experience feels noticeably improved. After all, this is still a large screen foldable, so let's begin with the everyday user experience before moving on to its productivity features.
A quick shout to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from Maiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out our exciting tech content.
At first glance, the design hasn't changed dramatically from the previous generation. The biggest visual difference is the much rounder corners. They're noticeably more curved this time, giving the phone a softer appearance. Because of the updated proportions, the outer display now resembles a compact rectangular card even more. Compared to the previous model, the X Fold 6 is slightly shorter but wider, making that outer screen much more comfortable to use in daily situations. The inner display tells a different story. Since it's essentially made by opening up those two outer halves, a wider external screen naturally pushes the internal display closer to a square-like 1:1 ratio. Even so, because the inner panel is already so large, that slight difference in proportions hardly affects normal use. Combined with the rounded corners and evenly sized bezels on every side, the unfolded display almost feels like holding a small tablet. Which design you prefer will probably come down to personal taste. Another noticeable improvement is the display brightness. Whether you're using the inner or outer screen, manual maximum brightness is much higher than before. That makes outdoor visibility significantly better, which is something you'll appreciate immediately in bright sunlight. Of course, one of the biggest talking points surrounding this phone is the Dimensity 9500 Super Edition chipset. Thankfully, smooth performance, software optimization, and battery efficiency are areas not to worry about. Vivo has spent years refining its flagship software, and that experience really shows. This latest Dimensity chip is now highly competitive with Qualcomm, especially when it comes to AI processing through the NPU and image processing via the ISP. Vivo also relies heavily on on-device AI models throughout the system, making a powerful NPU more important than ever. These days, nobody should underestimate the value of dedicated AI hardware. On top of that, the customized V3 enhanced version of the 9500 unlocks several exclusive features. One example is the ability to record 4K 60 FPS portrait videos while simultaneously using beauty effects or background blur. That's genuinely impressive and even outperforms many previous Qualcomm-powered flagships, including devices from recent Snapdragon generations. Outside of Vivo's own X300 Ultra, which includes an additional imaging chip, very few phones can deliver the same experience. If you're planning to take full advantage of the multitasking features that make foldables so appealing, I'd strongly recommend choosing the 16 GB RAM version. The extra memory makes everything feel considerably smoother when running multiple apps at once. For many people, the biggest reason to buy a foldable is entertainment on a larger screen, and Vivo finally gave its foldable lineup the speaker upgrade it deserved. Not only are the speakers impressively loud, but they also inherit the same master tuning found in the X300 series. The name sounds a bit fancy, but it genuinely improves the listening experience. It's especially enjoyable for short-form videos and modern music. There's a slight hint of muddiness in some situations, but overall, I'd recommend enabling it immediately after setting up the phone. Battery life is another major highlight. With a massive 7,000 mAh battery, the X Fold 6 sits right at the top of the large foldable category. Unless you're looking at certain special edition models like the premium V6, you won't find many foldables with a larger battery. In my own testing, it comfortably lasted an entire day outdoors and even stretched well into a second day without causing battery anxiety. Charging deserves praise in two important areas as well. First, Vivo finally includes a dual-port charger in the box. If you've used Vivo's dual-port adapters before, you already know how useful they are. In my testing, it reached up to 100-watt PD output while also supporting PPS and UFCS fast charging standards. That makes it incredibly versatile, working well not only with the phone but also with lightweight laptops, the Nintendo Switch, and various Apple devices. The phone itself also supports UFCS charging. Although foldable phones naturally have thermal limitations, the actual charging performance remains very close to Vivo's original charger, meaning it isn't overly sensitive about which compatible adapter you use. Another thoughtful addition is the ability to display the estimated remaining charging time directly on the screen, similar to a feature iPhone users are already familiar with. It may seem simple, but it's extremely useful, especially for people who don't understand charging standards or fast charging protocols. It makes choosing the right charger much easier. For example, I always assumed my wireless charger was reasonably fast, until the X Fold 6 showed me it only restored about 10% battery after an entire hour. Camera performance has never been the biggest selling point of foldable phones, even for Vivo. However, the company has made enormous progress in imaging over the last couple of years. Some rumors suggest certain brands may even cancel their next-generation Ultra camera flagships, but I honestly can't imagine Vivo taking that path. Its Ultra lineup has become one of the company's biggest differentiators, and I'll dive much deeper into that once I review the X300 Ultra. Before wrapping up, here's something surprisingly fun. The X Fold 6 even supports a gain filter. It actually makes perfect sense when you think about it, because this familiar camera system is closely related to the one used in the X300 series, so bringing that feature over feels completely natural. If you've ever been to a live concert or music venue, you've probably noticed people recording with everything, from action cameras to all kinds of gadgets. Most of them are simply trying to capture the atmosphere. Some people even use kids' smartwatches or tablets just for the experience. While that might seem unusual, it's great to see younger users getting interested in photography. With features like the built-in gain filter, the X Fold 6 becomes an affordable and surprisingly capable way to create better-looking photos and videos without spending a fortune.
The camera interface on the Vivo X Fold 6 is very similar to what you'll find on the X300 series and the X300 Ultra. So if you've used those phones before, everything feels familiar and easy to navigate. That said, the front camera is one area where compromises have been made. Video recording is limited to 1080p at 30 FPS, and the image quality isn't particularly impressive. Thankfully, because this is a foldable phone, you can take advantage of the tilt focus mode, which helps make better use of the front camera in certain situations. Since this isn't designed to be Vivo's ultimate camera flagship, some advanced professional features are missing. You won't find options like log recording or 4K 120 FPS telephoto video here. For everyday photography and video recording though, Dolby Vision support is more than enough. The overall image style remains consistent with Vivo's recent flagship lineup, with a strong focus on producing visually pleasing results. Shooting on such a large display is genuinely enjoyable, and reviewing your photos afterward feels even better. It's honestly much more comfortable than looking through a traditional smartphone display. The best way I can describe it is that it feels like taking photos with a compact tablet during a concert, and it's a surprisingly satisfying experience. Now let's move on to what Vivo is really promoting with the X Fold 6, the software experience. With AI evolving at such a rapid rate, where new language models seem to appear every 6 months and a fresh AI trend arrives every few months, I've honestly developed a bit of AI fatigue this year. That's why I wanted to spend some real time testing all of the AI features built into the X Fold 6 instead of just reading the feature list. Let's start with the Atomic Workbench, which I also used on the previous generation. You can have up to 5 AI assistants running simultaneously, and whichever one you cap instantly becomes the main workspace. Since this isn't a brand new feature, I won't spend too much time explaining it. The biggest improvement this year is the new multi-screen capability.
It works a lot like Windows' built-in split-screen system, making much better use of the larger foldable display. Vivo has also refined window management. You can freely resize windows by dragging them, zoom them in or out, and even switch smoothly between portrait and landscape layouts without interrupting your workflow. Everything feels incredibly fluid. If the AI assistant window ever feels too small or has an awkward aspect ratio, you can simply switch into focus mode. It might remind you of something you've seen elsewhere, but honestly, if it gets the job done, that's what matters. Personally, focus mode and the Atomic Workbench are the features I use the most because they make running AI assistants much easier. I often combine Lark, connected with Huawei Cola, along with other applications whenever I'm researching while away from my desk. I also rely on it heavily when writing articles at home. I'll collect opinions about a product from different sources, including both positive and negative viewpoints, and immediately organize those thoughts into notes, so by the time I'm ready to start writing, everything is already sorted, so I don't have to keep switching between websites or documents, which helps me maintain my writing flow. As I mentioned earlier, I regularly use several different AI models and frequently compare them with one another. When testing Blue Core Huawei and Huawei Cola, I asked each of them the exact same questions to see how they performed. The differences become obvious very quickly. Some summarize information much better, some provide more useful perspectives, while others simply generate technically correct but ultimately unhelpful responses. One feature I really appreciate is how easy it is to drag and drop text or images directly into your workflow. Previous Vivo foldables already supported this to some extent, but the X Fold 6 adds AI-powered recognition on top of it. Rather than listing every capability, it's easier to demonstrate through examples because that's where you really see what it can identify and how it can be used. That's also why I recommended choosing the 16GB version. If you plan to run several AI tools simultaneously, the lower memory version may struggle, just like trying to run multiple demanding apps or games simultaneously. Recently, I've also been spending a lot of time using the newly released Huawei Cola. It's the same AI platform that has become extremely popular lately. On PC, it's integrated into Vivo's Office suite, while on mobile, it's built directly into Blue Core Huawei. I don't think I need to explain why it's getting so much attention because most people have probably already heard about it. What interests me most is how it works on the mobile side. These are the official capabilities currently available. In simple terms, it works closely with the Atomic Workbench to help you search for information, write content, and organize your workflow. You can even create scheduled tasks that automatically send updates into your notes every day. Personally, I still prefer Lark. I've linked it with my own Lark account and workgroups, which allows me to organize emails, search through historical documents, and even ask questions based on information stored in previous files. It's incredibly convenient. Working with documents on the phone feels different from a traditional Office suite because AI is involved throughout the process. Instead of simply opening files, it can automatically categorize, filter, and organize documents for you. It also connects with your phone's calendar, making schedule management much smarter. The same AI integration extends to calendar management, allowing you to generate schedules automatically or create timed tasks directly with AI assistants. How useful it becomes really depends on how you choose to incorporate it into your daily workflow. Overall, Huawei Cola is still in its early stages. Compared to more mature AI platforms, it's missing quite a few features. But its biggest strength is how deeply it integrates with Vivo's own system applications. If Vivo continues expanding those system-level AI capabilities while maintaining strong privacy and security, it could become much more powerful. After all, third-party AI apps can only interact with your phone to a certain extent. So, after spending time with the Vivo X Fold 6, what's my overall opinion? I think Vivo has focused on making it a more complete all-around flagship this year. Among large foldable smartphones, the pricing is very competitive. As expected, it improves the battery, refines the camera system, increases display brightness, upgrades the speakers, and places a strong focus on software optimization. The biggest highlights are undoubtedly the improved Atomic Workbench multitasking experience and the expanded AI features aimed at productivity-focused users. As for drawbacks, there really aren't any major issues that significantly affect everyday use. The larger battery does make the phone slightly thicker than its predecessor, and the overall size won't suit everyone's preferences. Those are subjective trade-offs rather than true flaws. The biggest challenge isn't actually the phone itself. Like every foldable on the market, the real limitation is still app optimization for large displays. That's something smartphone manufacturers can't solve alone. Hopefully, once Apple finally releases a foldable iPhone, developers will put much more effort into optimizing apps for larger screens. If that happens, foldable phones may finally become a mainstream choice instead of remaining a niche category. That's everything for today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like, share the video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!